Welcome back to the Christian Capitalist Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Sanders. We're so glad you're able to join us today and get a chance to talk to my friend Chris Cumby once again. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Rich.
It's good to see you, man.
Always good to see you, my brother.
Everybody, we've invited Chris back. This is the first time on the Christian Capitalist Podcast we've had a guest appear for the second time. So
hey.
You set a record. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're so glad you're back to talk not just about hard work and generous giving to the poor and needy in the name of Jesus, but more specifically, your big conference coming up at the end of the month. We're so excited to talk with you today about the LevelUP conference. And so before we get started on that, though, just want to get started by asking, how are you doing?
I'm actually doing really well.
Good.
Excellent, actually.
Good.
Feeling really good, healthy, happy, and feeling good.
That's great. I asked we're in the studios of What the Hell Do I Know with JB. Jason Becker is behind the board here recording for us, and we want to thank him for being the host. Thank him for graciously opening the studio for us to be able to record this today. And asked Jason if he could do a little special editing to make me look as fit as Chris does. He's like, there's not enough editing software in the world. But Chris, I'm so glad to see you, man. So LevelUP is coming up later this month here on the Emerald Coast. We're so excited about that because it gives everybody an opportunity to come together and really improve their game, whatever their game is. So let's start off by getting the basic details down. When's the conference and where's it going to be held?
Sure. It's at Oceans Church. So shout out for Pastor Michael and the Oceans team. It's going to be September 25th, 26th, 27th. So it starts Thursday evening, the 25th. So just to kind of clear that up. And then all day Friday and half a day Saturday.
And then half a day Saturday.
That's correct.
Great.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I had for you as we got to sit down and talk about the LevelUP conference is, what does LevelUP mean? Is that a reference to something, the goal of the conference? Why is the conference named that?
Yeah, I think, if we really think back to, when I was young anyway, playing video games, and I think everybody can, relate to that. Level up, it's just getting to that next place. And a lot of times you had to go through a lot of adversity to get there. Probably get beat up by the boss all the time, on the video game. And then eventually, you get through that next step. And, I think life's like that a lot as well. We're always looking for that opportunity to keep trying, not giving up. That's a big thing. Yeah. And eventually you get to that next level. And I think there's all kinds of levels in life, of course. And if you continue just pushing forward, you're going to find that you've got a lot more in you than you probably even thought. So
right on.
Yeah.
And I know you've got a bunch of speakers we're going to get to in just a minute.
Yeah,
a bunch of speakers to help kind of focus in on those messages.
That's right.
I'm looking at your cool T-shirt. Very good branding opportunity, by the way, to wear that today.
Yeah. I planned that, Rich.
Well done. So what's the significance of the V being a different color than the rest of the word?
Yeah, I think it stands out as an icon as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to come up with something that was a little bit more towards entrepreneurs and something that represents an entrepreneur. And I just felt like, a lot of times the V is, we start there and we go down and then we, fire up, and it's kind of the things that happen in life. But I wanted it to stand out a little bit more than just level.
How long you've been doing the conference, Chris?
It's the third year.
Okay.
So we started in 2023.
So what, sitting here in 2025, what lessons did you learn in the first 2 years that you're applying this year?
It's hard to put on an event. It's still hard to put on an event.
Yeah.
It always comes down to
kind of like your V logo, right? You got to dip a little bit before you can go up.
It dips before it goes up, and it's just hard to do an event. I mean, we live in a very unique place, obviously, as well. Destin, Florida, along the Panhandle here, Santa Rosa Beach, Panama City Beach, even Fort Walton. And, we don't get a lot of these types of events. So I think it's, just trying to crack the nut a little bit, get people, to understand that, we can bring, really world-class speakers here. We have world-class speakers here.
Yeah.
And to blend the two without having to leave your house for 3 or 4 days, spending thousands of dollars, flying, getting a hotel. I mean, that's all fun. It definitely is. But, it also takes you away from your family. And we've got such a great backdrop here, at the beach, that why not, do it here? And that was really my thought. I come from a big city, and we have all kinds of events in Toronto, and it was always, one of those things I can access at any point. And down here, I really didn't have that, outlet, let's say, or, to build a community of great speakers that live actually right here, and I've been really blessed to meet a lot of them. Of course, Rich, you're gonna be speaking.
Yeah.
You're gonna host a panel and talk to some entrepreneurs. Jason's gonna be speaking, so I'm blessed to have
That's awesome.
both of you guys in the room today. So along with lots of other really great speakers for sure.
Well, and I thank you for the opportunity to lead that panel on entrepreneurs, and as so many entrepreneurs, I can't wait to figure out what we're going to talk about. It's going to be awesome.
That's all on you. It takes the pressure off me.
Exactly. So, but Chris, I got to ask you, sitting here, we're recording this on September 4th. It's the Thursday after Labor Day.
Yes.
Things have gotten really quiet in our community in the last 3 days since
Absolutely.
Labor Day. So how does that, did that impact the timing of you scheduling LevelUP in late September?
Yeah, it allows us to, take that breather in between, the Thanksgiving, rush right to the end of the year. I think it's a great time of year. The weather is beautiful. Yeah. For those traveling in, there are a lot of people that come in for this conference from other places. Mm-hmm. But just even here, just having a little bit of opportunity to drive easily, no traffic, but also enjoy something that I think, if we keep going and we keep pushing, we can really, create a community of entrepreneurs that look forward to this stuff. And I don't want to be the only one putting on this event. I think other people can, take this as an opportunity to, put on their own event. I'd love to go to their event. So that's a challenge out to the, to the people that live here that are ambitious and want to take on a, big opportunity and a challenge to bring, a great entrepreneur event here for sure.
So you mentioned that there's events Thursday, all day Friday, and then Saturday morning. Can you kind of walk us through the without going through the agenda entirely? People find that on our show notes. We're going to have a link to the website and, of course, all the information that you need to be able to register. But walk us through kind of the big picture. What's going on Thursday, Friday, and versus Saturday? Well,
I took feedback. Each year it was always on I usually have it 3 days. I had a mastermind to start 2023 with Jeff Hoffman. It was on a Sunday. And then we had the event Monday and Tuesday. And we did the exact same format in 2024. Getting feedback from people, in business, Mondays are tough.
Yeah.
I think Mondays are tough for a lot of people. So we didn't get the showing that I thought we might have got, even though last year was a great event, and even the year before as sort of the beta, if you want, it was a great event. But taking that feedback, I felt like the end of the week is a little bit easier for people. I wanted to start off on a Thursday evening, something that people can still get a full day of work on Thursday. There's going to be food trucks. Doors are going to open at 3. We won't kick off until 6 on Thursday evening on the 25th. Mm-hmm. That'll go to probably about 8:30 or 9. People can network. We'll have a few speakers kicking off. And then Friday is kind of the full day of talks. We're going to kick off with Jeff Hoffman, who started Priceline. He usually does the event for me every year.
That's great.
I have him as a keynote coming in and setting the pace. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have wonderful speakers throughout the day and a chance for people to network and take lots of breaks and go for lunch and things like that. We'll end up having a VIP event on Friday evening, often at Maguire's, for those who have a VIP ticket. And the speakers, they're all invited, obviously, to that, so that people can mingle with and get to know the speakers as well. So that's kind of the VIP event.
That's great. And for those who aren't from the Emerald Coast, Maguire's is it's an institution.
It is an
here,
institution, and they're a sponsor. So
that's great.
They're a great. Yeah, they have stepped up and they're a great sponsor. So, and they've got great food. I mean, it's a great atmosphere for people to mingle, and they're going to put a nice private room for us and have some fun. Saturday, I decided that this year I wanted the people to walk away with actual skill set that they can start implementing in their business. And it's great to get inspired. It's great to hear stories, but it's probably even more powerful for people to come in and learn something. Mm-hmm. So this year we're going to have some AI, really know how to use AI. We're also have privacy and security. I don't think enough people talk about that stuff at events. Where I have someone who's coming in, Donna Rink, that's going to be talking about privacy and security. security and, using the internet and AI particularly. A lot of people are playing with it, but a lot of people don't know the dangers of it. So I'm going to make sure that they're educated. That's really important.
Sure.
Networking. We're actually going to have a really great networking instructional workshop so that people can understand how to network well. I've been a networker my whole life.
A super connector of people, if I recall from your previous appearance on our podcast.
I mean, listen, I believe in helping others. And, a lot of times, networking for me is not, my benefit. It's always to the benefit of people I know, because I like putting good people with good people. Yeah. And usually in a conversation, I'm always going to have something that I hear that's like someone's looking for something's, that can help them. So I like putting good people with good people, and, they can then take it from there. They want to include me for the barbecue or whatever they have from success of getting together, then that's fine.
Right.
But I don't look to put people together to get anything.
But it's a great point, Chris, because especially for those who are not naturally inclined to network, because you are an extrovert kind of plus. Right. For those who aren't inclined to network or are kind of naturally introverted, I think that's a great skill set, just to be able to kind of tell them, all right, here's how this looks.
Right. To clear that up, though, I'm actually an introvert.
Really?
I really am.
Okay.
I like my recluse, and I find my cave.
It's interesting.
But I've learned that. Through my sales career, you have to get out there, and I put myself in situations where I can, turn that on, but I certainly turn it off.
I was going to say a burst and then go back in and recharge the battery.
Yeah, just find a place to hide.
I love that. That's really interesting, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that general outline of the conference then, who in your mind, as you have been promoting this and you and I have been talking about it, who's your ideal attendee? Who do you want to come to conference?
Well, I mean, here's really the person who should come. Anybody, because I have a three-legged stool. It's money, marketing, and mindset. I mean, anybody that's in business, if you're a professional, all of those apply. I mean, to run a business, you need to have cash flow, or you're raising capital. You're finding ways to market. You need to know marketing, in any business. And mindset applies to everyone. It's the biggest thing, actually. It's the one thing that I believe that if you can get your mindset right, you can accomplish so many things. And a lot of people don't put the effort into personal development as they should. I think it's the greatest investment that you can ever put, your money into. And, a conference like this, very low fee to get in, you're going to learn so much and learn that mindset is actually what helped everyone in that room get where they got and or going. And I think it's important to also say that the event is designed for entrepreneurs. I mean, people that are the backbone of the economy, that are changing things. They're revolutionizing things. They're evolving things. They're the ones that take the risks, and they're the ones that go out there. And it's great to get people in the room that can see that they're just normal people, just like you and I. And I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, where I just know that if I fail, you fail forward, and you're always going to come up against adversity. That's life in general, no matter if you're an entrepreneur or not. And I think it's really important to get around a good set of people. I've always leaned into my network, people that are around me. It's your environment, really, that is so important if you want to get to that next level. It's finding people that are like-minded, or if you're not really putting the effort into your personal development, once you get in a room with winners, it's a completely different conversation.
And winning is contagious, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So you and I were talking before we started recording about the general level of just dissatisfaction in America with people at work.
Yeah.
And one of the causes of that, maybe even the primary cause, is money.
Sure.
That's why I love that your first your first bullet point on your T-shirt and the first kind of theme of the conference is money. For someone who's currently employed at a business and not an entrepreneur, not an owner, but has kind of dreams of this, what's in this conference for them? Kind of take that first step to get off the couch.
Sure. Listen, I think if you have an entrepreneurial mind. Say that again. Entrepreneurial mind. I think you can be an intrapreneurial mind. I think, coming to work, you can actually provide opportunity, ideas, creating an environment where you can do more. And I think that if the business owner allows that environment, that culture, you'll be surprised on how many people will lean in. Not everybody is looking for money.
Mm-hmm.
It helps, definitely. And if you can get their money right, then you're going to get some loyal people in your organization. But I think generally speaking, people a lot of times want some recognition for the things they're doing, to help the business move ahead. Mm-hmm. And I think as a good business steward or owner, they should give that environment, allow that environment for the people that are working for them to be that entrepreneur, because that's where I started. I mean, I worked at Pepsi Cola for 7 years, but they created an environment for me to think like an entrepreneur, to actually be empowered to go out there and create, and give me opportunity. And so I think for any business owner that wants to keep growing with their team, they give them that culture of thinking on their own and then helping them rise up.
And for those folks who don't work in that kind of environment, sounds like LevelUp's a great place to get some encouragement to take the risk.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's always great to be around people that are doing the same thing. I mean, let's face it. Not only that, you get ideas. Maybe you don't want to be the one to ask the question, but if you're in the room, then you hear it, and now you've got some new information. And I think that's really important for people to be in environments where like-minded people are thinking about certain things, because you don't know what you don't know.
Sure.
And hearing something can inspire you just by being in that room. And if you're not in the room, well, you miss out.
You miss out. That's why I'm so excited and appreciate the invitation to come to the conference and lead this panel of entrepreneurs, because rather than just hearing from me, the audience and the attendees can get a chance to hear from other folks about our topic. Not to put you on the spot, do you know what Jason's going to be talking about?
That guy, he'll bring some heat. That's for sure. All I know is I know he'll inspire people. He's done some hard things. Yeah. It's not easy to build a business. It's not easy to exit a business, and he's done that both. And he's creative. So I know that he's going to give some ideas. He's going to inspire people to just go, find what they are passionate in doing. And that's what I find from Jason. He's very passionate in what he does. So you can feel it. And I think that it'll inspire people to, maybe dig deep inside and try things. He wasn't a storyteller before doing podcasts, and he just decided, hey, I'm going to do it. He's got the great, personality for it, for sure.
I love it. For those of y'all watching this on YouTube, we're talking about him like he's not here, but he's right over there, the other side of the panel. Yeah. All right. So speaking of inspiration, as you know, the message of the Christian Capitalist is about hard work and generous giving to the poor and needy in the name of Jesus. Yes. And our slogan is, the more we make, the more we give.
Absolutely.
So I love the fact that there's this entrepreneurial business conference about money and marketing and mindset, and it's in a church.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think it's important. We've got the greatest, and I think I said this on Jason's podcast, we've got the greatest book to teach us everything that we need to know, called the Bible. And we need
the Christian Capitalist is right up there, but I got you. It's the Bible first.
Absolutely.
Because it's 300 quotes from Scripture about that.
That's right.
But you're exactly right. The Holy Word of God is really all we need to lean on.
Yeah, and maybe it scares people, but what I've learned is if you get around people, you can absorb so much and glean from them and just learn, and they can disciple you, and they can show you the way, the truth, and the life.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, Chris, this has been a great opportunity to talk with you about the LevelUP conference. I'm fired up to get a chance to speak. Jason is as well. We're very much looking forward to it. Can you tell everybody how to register and find out more information about the conference to get fired up and get leveled up?
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks, first of all, for having me on the show again, and appreciate your audience, appreciate you. And if anybody is interested in coming to the event, they can go to levelupemeraldcoast.com. That's levelupemeraldcoast.com, and they can check it out. They can look at exactly what the schedule looks like. They can check out the speaker page. If they're coming from out of town, they can certainly see what kind of hotels or accommodations are around for them. But it's going to be a great event. It's just after my birthday, and I know every year that it's just beautiful here in Destin, Florida.
Yeah.
It's a great time of year, so I'm excited for that to come together as well.
Awesome, Jason, and thanks so much for Jason. Thanks so much, Chris, for joining us today. We sure appreciate learning more about Level Up, the reasons that you've designed and built this conference here in year 3.
My pleasure.
And everybody's very excited about it. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us today on the Christian Capitalist Podcast with our guest, Chris Cumby. We're so excited about the Level Up Conference later on this month. Please check the show notes for information about that, as well as check out our website at christiancapitalist.life, the opportunity to follow us on social media, buy a copy of The Christian Capitalist in paperback or in electronic or audio form, and most importantly, the opportunity to learn about how Christianity and capitalists fit together, and that we use this opportunity to serve God through our wealth, where the more we make, the more we give.